The Imperial Japanese Army is waiting in the trenches at 203-meter hill in the year Meiji 37, 1904. The army leader commands the men to attack. Despite receiving a shot to the neck, Sugimoto charges into the Russian trenches and massacres the remaining soldiers. Years later, Sugimoto is panning for gold in Hokkaido close to Otaru. An inebriated old guy approaches him and inquires about his involvement in the Russo-Japanese War. The elderly man giggles as he starts to tell Sugimoto a fascinating tale involving riches. There used to be a lot of gold, 20 canals, 75 kilograms. The Ainu kept it in reserve to resist the Japanese, who had long oppressed them by banning hunting and taking their lands. However, one man killed the Ainu who collected the gold and stole it all. The man concealed the gold in Hokkaido while being pursued by the police. Before he could inform anyone of the location of the gold, he was detained and imprisoned at Abashiri prison. The man wanted to tell his friends where the gold was, but he was unable to do so since the guards would just steal any letters he wrote. To prevent the prisoner from escaping, one of the guards severed the tendon on his leg. Another method the prisoner used to spread his word involved tattooing fellow death row inmates with a code that would indicate where the treasure was hidden. Whoever recovered the gold and managed to escape from the jail would receive half of the loot, according to the man's pledge. The elderly guy admits that, in order to decipher the code, one would need the tattoos of every prisoner, when Sugimoto labels it a bizarre tale. After hearing this report, several military personnel attempted to transfer the inmates for the gold by taking them out of their cells. However, the prisoners used this as an opportunity to kill the guards and flee. Since that time, neither the gold nor the escapees have been located. Sugimoto discovers that the elderly guy has slept off before he can ask the intoxicated man any further questions. Sugimoto recalls his time in the trenches with his friend Taraji during the war. Taraji invites Sugimoto to join him in Hokkaido to pan for gold. He says that he wants to get a doctor to look at his wife Yumeko's eyes as she is losing more of her vision every day, and that the boat tickets and surgery will cost approximately 200 yen. However, with a lucky gold panning, they will be able to cover it. Taraji laments that once the war is over, relationships between Japan and the United States will worsen. As tears stream down his cheeks, he begs Sugimoto to look after his family. The intoxicated man is sober and carrying Sugimoto's gun. When Sugimoto awakes from his nightmare, he must have realized that he spoke too much. Sugimoto punches him, knocking him to the ground and causing him to lose the rifle. The drunken man runs away. Sugimoto starts to suspect that the tale the inebriated man told him might actually be true. Sugimoto enters the woodland in search of the inebriated man. Under the snow, he discovers the man. When Sugimoto rescues him from the snow, he discovers that an animal has eaten the intoxicated man's stomach. He removes the intoxicated man's shirt to reveal a tattooed torso, confirming the veracity of the escapee prisoner rumor. Then, as Sugimoto removes the body, he sees a bear cub in a neighboring tree and then a sizable mother grizzly charging at him. Sugimoto steps back as the bear leaps at him, knocking him to the ground. A flying arrow strikes the animal. When Sugimoto turns around, a young Ainu girl is there. She explains that the bear would soon pass away because the arrow is laced with poison. The girl then starts to slice out a piece of the animal that was struck by the arrow. Sugimoto responds that he will carry the body to a nearby hamlet when the Ainu girl inquires what he plans to do with the body. The female cautions him from doing so. It is dangerous to remove the body because Matakarap would chase anyone who tries to steal food from it. The girl advises Sugimoto shoot the bear when he claims he can't leave the body behind. The girl says that Sugimoto should get ready because it will soon be dark, else he should leave the body behind and depart. Sugimoto says he has an intriguing story to share and lifts the intoxicated man's shirt, showing the tattoo of the girl. The girl is asked to assist Sugimoto since she is used to hunting bears after he recounts the tale of the stolen Ainu treasure to her. He continues by saying that at first he didn't believe it, but the girl claims she does because her father was one of the killed Ainu in the tale. The girl stops Sugimoto as he moves the corpse toward the flames after realizing something about the tattoo. Because their tattoos were designed to mirror the lines produced while deer or bears are being stripped of their fur, the person who imprinted the tattoo never intended for the convicts to share the gold with them. Sugimoto discovers the brown bear. Sugimoto tries to punch the bear. The Ainu girl pulls out an arrow and prepares to shoot the bear, telling him to swiftly descend beneath it and cling to its belly. Sugimoto begs her loudly not to shoot him, but as the moon rises, the girl shoots. The bear is injured by Sugimoto with his knife. A white wolf suddenly emerges and charges the bear, briefly stopping it in its tracks. The Ainu girl instructs Sugimoto to aim for the heart under the armpit while the wolf and bear duel. By shooting the bear, Sugimoto draws the animal's attention to himself and raises his bayonet to the bear's body as it prepares to attack him. The Ainu girl inquires as to Sugimoto's state of survival after the bear is dispatched. She commends him for his bravery and fortitude while assisting Sugimoto in escaping the bear's grasp. The girl then introduces herself and says her name is Aserpa. Aserpa starts outlining the history of the Ainu gold while she carves the brown bear open. Sugimoto suggests that they search for the gold together because he is willing to give it to her in exchange for a minor split. Sugimoto receives the bear's gallbladder from Aserpa after being told that he may sell it for a high price rather than searching for gold. Insisting that Usurpa truly wants to find the gold so that she can exact revenge on her father's demise, Sugimoto skins the inebriated man's corpse. Sugimoto claims that despite having distinct objectives, they are on the same path and that he will be the one to dirty his hands, while Usurpa shares her expertise with him. If they band together, according to Sugimoto, they will be unstoppable and discover the stolen Ainu treasure. In the meantime, a hooded man makes his way toward the campfire that Sugimoto and the inebriated man abandoned. Subscribe to the channel for part 2 and hit the bell icon to receive the notification for the upcoming video. Also share the video with your